Welcome to Mechiemoto's 9 best bikes for under $4,000. I have done a lot of research compiling a list for you that balances reliability, cost, performance, and utilitarianism to come up with the most useful and best all-around bikes for an affordable price. This isn't necessarily a list of starter bikes. This is a list of bikes that can be enjoyed by all skill levels without breaking the bank. The perennial all-rounder. Chances are, if you've been into motorcycles for any amount of time, you've heard of the SV650. A capable, cheap motorcycle with great usability, ample power, and incredible versatility. Sport touring, track days, daily commuting, beginner bike, enduro bike. The SV650 can literally be turned into whatever you want. Yours truly has owned 2 of these beasts, so everything I say comes from years of experience with these machines. I've ridden them as daily drivers, ridden off-road in dirt and mud, sport toured through Tennessee, and bombed through the tail of the dragon. For a beginner bike, or for a cheaper bike you won't get tired of, there's not much better than the SV650. Just please make sure you upgrade the suspension to get a truly stable bike. Love it or hate it, but you can't deny that these bikes are popular as fuck. A first generation SV goes for about $2,000, and a second generation goes for about $3,000. The Ninja 650R was Kawasaki's answer to the SV650. A parallel twin with roughly 65 horsepower, but with full fairings and a windscreen. On paper, the SV650 and Ninja 650 look incredibly similar. So if you want a nimble, light on its toes sport bike with a full fairing and windscreen, but a nice upright seating position, go for the Ninja 650R. A good rider on this torquey little parallel twin can get the front wheel lofted on power alone. Besides the all-around usability, in my opinion, these bikes make absolutely wonderful naked conversions. You'll see Ninja 650s just as much at home on the track as on the daily commute. A clean, somewhat newer example can be found for about $3,000 to $4,000 and will keep you satisfied for a very long time. What is this thing? Another cheap old bike from Suzuki? While the GS500 won't win in the speed or looks department, it is a wonderful, basic, and cheap bike that gets good gas mileage and is wonderfully reliable. There is quite a cult following for this little bike, despite it not being that powerful or having that many features. It is a wonderful choice as a starter bike or as a cheap bike to use as a daily commuter. Many people have also used the GS500 as a donor for custom builds. When stripped naked, it passes for a cafe racer style, but brings modern reliability and performance. I mean, look at this sex nugget right here. You can find one in great condition for about $2,000, cult admission fee included. You know I'm gonna have some shit to say about this one. The first generation of the FZ1 may get a bad rap for looking a bit old school and running carburetors all the way up to 2005, but this is a serious sleeper. With both generations using the engine from an R1, with well thought out gearing and sprocket choices, this bike will surprise you with how easily it wheelies. Combine a powerful engine with a great chassis and other R1 components, and you have a solid semi-naked leader bike that will keep you satisfied for a long time. A second generation FZ1 will bring you into the world of fuel injection, aluminum frame, upside down forks, and updated components and styling. A good condition 2001 to 2005 FZ1 can usually be found for around $2,500. If you get lucky, you might find a second generation for right around the $4,000 mark. Keep your eyes out. All your friends told you, don't be that guy. Don't show up to a sport ride on a 1995 Honda Rebel. We won't ride with you, they said. Save yourself the embarrassment and make the jump to the Yamaha R3. This little baby sport bike has got some teeth of its own. Keep up with all your friends that ride 600s on this little sleeper 321cc 40-ish horsepower rocket. A favorite in lightweight racing classes, the R3 has a 21cc boost over other 300 class bikes, which gives it a little more pep in its step and keeps many riders coming back for more. Spring for the R3 and get yourself a proper little bike with great fuel economy, Yamaha reliability, and plenty of power to keep you entertained for a long time. Add an exhaust and you have a phenomenal sounding motorcycle. With an R3, you'll end up with a very new motorcycle for roughly $4,000. A standard among the hooligans and sumo riders of the biking world, the DRZ400 has certainly been around. Rediscover some of that inner hooligan you lost when you started working 9 to 5s and get yourself a bike that you can jump down a staircase with. Your boy Mechiemoto has owned a DRZ400 during his journey to the almighty FC1. The DRZ has a decent amount of power for a dual sport with the ability to do great wheelies, which is what I know all you little squidlets want to do. Combine wheelies with rock solid reliability and a huge aftermarket, and you've got another bike that can do just about anything. track days, adventure touring, wheelies, daily driving, off-roading, you name it, the DRZ has got you covered. It's a bit long in the tooth now, but the engine responds very well to modifications. Models in good shape can be found for under $3,000, and a supermoto version can usually be had for around $5,000. Lovingly referred to as the 636 or as the ZX-6R, the 2003 to 2006 ZX-6R is a 600 class supersport that stands apart from the rest due to its 36cc boost up to 636 cc's. This boost in mid-range power combined with decent suspension makes this bike a track day weapon, as well as one of the most street-suited supersports. Watch this 115 horsepower 600 class bike scream past you on the highway and question what you're doing with your life. In my opinion, it's the prettiest 600 class bike and the best bang for your buck. I definitely have one on my wish list for a track bike. A middle 2000s model can be found for around $4,000. The diminutive Honda Grom. I debated putting this one in this list or not. The Grom guys are going to hate me for saying this, but this bike can only really be included in this list if you understand its limitations. It depends on where you do most of your riding. If you only drive around town, the Grom will be great. Super easy to ride, small, lightweight, great gas mileage, and great for wheelies and stunts. If you have any plans of highway riding, look somewhere else. I've seen the videos of guys on YouTube saying the Grom can keep up well enough, but on Texas highways, where the speed limit is really just a suggestion, the Grom will be downright dangerous. If you don't plan on highway riding, or want a small beginner bike that is a lot of fun, the Grom is wonderful. A great example can be had for roughly $3,000. The first generation Kawasaki Z1000. What a treat. The Z1000 used the 953cc engine from the ZX-9R, tuned for more mid-range. While it may be slightly on the older side, with some cosmetic mods, this bike looks just as good as any modern nakeds. You'll see guys mobbing wheelies on this bike as they speed past you, and you'll wonder when Kawasaki came out with a new naked bike and how you missed the announcement. Do some performance mod to this old naked and you won't be disappointed. You can find one in good shape for about $3,500 with a lot of mods already done to it. Well, that wraps up the 9 best bikes from your boy Mechiemoto. Hopefully you guys learned something and saw some new suggestions. Out of this list, I personally really want to get the 636 and the first generation Z1000. But whatever bike you're looking for, just get out and ride. If you liked what you saw, please hit that subscribe button and be sure to like this video.